Hello, Annette here, registered nurse and founder of YogaNurse. Today I want to discuss yoga and your lungs. I learned this lesson from Dr. Jeff Migdow at the Kripalu Yoga Center during my teacher training. One of the main benefits of the practice of yoga, postures, pranayama, and even meditation is the strengthening and opening of the lungs. Three-part breath, for example, automatically opens all of the lungs more deeply to the inhalation of oxygen and prana and leads to a much fuller exhalation, releasing toxins and stress. When we practice pranayama in a posture that opens the chest, such as the cobra or bridge, the diaphragm can release even more fully and the breath becomes even deeper. The increased lung capacity that results from a regular practice can be extremely helpful in treating pulmonary diseases such as asthma and early emphysema. The breathing process is initiated by the dropping down of the diaphragm and the outward movement of the rib cage, which creates a vacuum and allows the air to rush in. When we exhale, we're basically allowing the diaphragm to relax back up and the rib cage to relax back in, squeezing out the air. The more fully and quickly we can move the diaphragm down with the inhalation, the deeper the breath and the more complete the release. Encourage your students to practice pranayama in postures that open up the area below the sternum so they can experience a full release of the diaphragm on the inhalation, leading to a deeper inhalation and stronger exhalation. Research shows that most people hold their breath 60 to 80% of the time and then take short, choppy breaths to catch up. That's because external or internal stress stimulates the release of adrenaline in the fight or flight response, causing holding of the breath followed by fast breathing and increased heart rate. Breathing deeply causes the nervous system to slow the breathing rate, which in turn slows the heart rate. Breathing slowly and steadily through the nose relaxes the emotional centers of the brain. Since relaxation occurs during the exhalation, it's best to exhale for longer than we inhale, perhaps twice as long. In effect, the entire physiology slows down, causing a deep calm, which is healing in and of itself. The flow of prana with the breath also increases when we're relaxing, which is why breathing deeply in postures creates a feeling of being energized and relaxed at the same time. Practicing a combination of breathing practices during postures will help your students reach much deeper relaxed states, causing the air to flow in more quickly so it can reach deeper parts of the lungs, bringing more oxygen and prana. For those who suffer from asthma, a restrictive lung disease, it's difficult to inhale deeply because as soon as the air comes in, the alveoli, the little balloons at the end of the bronchial tubes, and the whole lung apparatus want to immediately squeeze it out. Have these students open the lungs and increase the ability to hold the breath by practicing chest-opening postures like cobra or sphinx with slow, deep breaths. Patients with asthma who practice these techniques find that they're able to inhale much more easily during the day and are less prone to attacks. When they feel shortness of breath or an attack coming on, they're often able to prevent it without medication by using pranayama, a very empowering feeling. Emphysema is almost always caused by irritation to the lungs, most often cigarette smoke, although marijuana can also cause emphysema. The lung tissue begins to break down, and the lungs lose their resilience and capacity to squeeze out air. Emphysema is an obstructive condition, the opposite of asthma. Rather than the lungs squeezing air out too fast, they act like an old, stretched-out balloon that can't push out the air. Thus, the toxic air is recirculated in the body. People with early emphysema need to access the parts of their lungs that haven't been damaged and learn how to breathe more deeply. In most people, a third of the lungs has not been accessed due to shallow breathing, so that third remains undamaged. If we can teach these students to breathe slowly and deeply, particularly with the three-part breath in their daily life and in chest-opening postures, They'll open up the healthy parts of their lungs and within 4 to 6 months find that they're breathing more deeply than they have since they started smoking. Remember that reminding all of your students to breathe fully and deeply is the best way to help create a healing, relaxing, and revitalizing experience. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content to make healthcare better for you and yours.